It is Saturday, June 11th in the MLB, and I'm Austin from Calling Our Shot.
And I'm Logan from Calling Our Shot.
And we are back. We got our two favorite game picks. We got our two favorite player props. We have a nowhere in first inning coming your guys' way.
It's weekend baseball time. So what better time than to mash that subscribe button? We're closing in on 35,000, and we can't do it without you guys in the community. Also, do a quick favor. Drop a like on this video.
I agree, Logan. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Let's do a recap of yesterday. Another winning day. We've had a pretty good run of, I think, 4 or 5 winning days in the last couple days. But all right, regardless, Diamondbacks money line. They were down big early. Zach Allen, thanks for nothing. They did end up making it a little bit closer, but didn't end up getting it done. They had an error, I believe, that didn't get a double play, which resulted in the big inning. Bo Bichette over 1.5 bases. It was a no sweat bet. The man had a double in his first at bat, a homer in his second. Maybe you'll see Bo Bichette a little bit later on in the video. And then Dodgers, Giants, nowhere in first inning. The boys cash us out for that one. That segment continues to improve its record, but regardless, we appreciate you guys for tuning in. Oh, and I forgot even to mention, parlay of the day. Smacks Athletics team total under 3.5 runs. Cash that. They end up with 2. And Giants plus 1.5. You didn't even need the plus 1.5. They end up winning outright. Plus 218. We love to see that. We won't have a parlay on Odds Jam today. We'll be back on Monday for those. Again, if we've been helping you make some money, consider becoming a COS All-Star. We appreciate our All-Stars out there. You guys get our plays early before the lines move. And that's pretty big for player props because these lines are always moving. We have 2 new ones. We have Brian and we have Boz. We love you both. Thank you for coming to COS All-Stars. But Logan, we got 5 picks today. Let's get into it. What's your favorite pick? And you're in a new scenery.
I am in a new scenery. I'm currently, moved into my new place. Not everything's not set up, but we got the internet working and I have my sports books working. Where are we going to make some money in this new place, right? Today we're going to the Orioles versus Royals game. I'm taking Orioles money line, minus 118 odds currently on FanDuel. Now, as Austin is pulling up Odds Jam, our sponsor here, I mean, pretty standard across the books. Nothing crazy, discrepancy. But yeah. Also, worth noting, I want to talk about the line, how it closed yesterday. Baltimore 2-1 as a favorite. Yesterday, I believe, according to OddsShark, they closed as a favorite as well. So one of their losses as a favorite did come yesterday, and yet the books are making them favorites again today. Very interesting to know because Baltimore has lost 2 in a row to Kansas City. 7-5 final score and 8-1. Not competitive yesterday. But who are they facing today, right? We got to do line reading. We got to understand why are they favored once again today? Facing Daniel Lynch. 6-6 and 2 earned runs in each of his last 3 starts. That stinks. 5.36 ERA on the year. They can't hit Daniel Lynch. I don't know what we're talking about. And what the books know, though, is Baltimore's not great versus lefties. 25th in OPS versus lefty, yet they're still favored. Daniel Lynch is a lefty, but he's not your average lefty, right? He's a lefty that throws some meatballs across the plate. So I definitely think they should be able to get some hits and runs up on him, especially with that middle of the pack ERA for sure. But on the other side of the mound, we've got Wells scheduled to start. Wells has been great this year, 2-0 and 2 earned runs in each of his last 3 starts, coming in with a 3.78 ERA. I expect Wells to actually go out and pitch really Wells, right? I had to do that. Sorry. Kansas City hitters struggle against Wells as well. Well, gosh, Merrifield 0 for 4 versus Wells, Santana 0 for 2 versus Wells, and Benintendi 0 for 3 versus Wells. So some of these hitters haven't got a hit on him. We love to see that. That's, I think, kind of why they're favored. It's one of those sneaky things. You have to dive into the hitter splits. And last point, Kansas City 28th in bullpen ERA, Baltimore 5th best in bullpen ERA. If it comes down to the bullpens, I will take Baltimore's bullpen over Kansas City any day of the week. And Austin, I love that hat. Thank you for that. We're rolling with the Orioles today. I think maybe my first time I've ever picked them all year.
100%, Logan. I love the pick, and I had to rock my Orioles hat. I couldn't find it, then I realized it's on the board behind me. But let's dive into 2 player props. We'll be sporting Ryan Mountcastle. He's hitting a homer for you. Today we're going to a guy that treated us nicely yesterday. Mr. Bo Bichette, we're taking this over 1.5 bases, minus 120 on FanDuel. Now we go over here. We see, all the books kind of around here. Odds Jam, the sharpest book, does like Bo Bichette, minus 137. So I'm liking that already. Now, like we talked about yesterday, Bo Bichette's, he's pretty hot, and I do like the hair, and that's not what we're talking about here. But look, he's hitting 349 over the last 2 weeks with 22 hits, 15 games, 11 extra base hits. The guy's been crushing the baseball, and he's hit this over in 12 of his last 15 games, including a perfect 9 for 9 on the road. Yesterday, I didn't jinx it. I said 8 for 8. He's now 9 for 9 on the road in his last 9 road games. And he's being on the road, like I said yesterday, it's beneficial because, if he doesn't get it done in the first or second inning like he did the first time yesterday, well, he's still going to come up and he's going to have to bat in the 9th inning. So we're going to get at least 9 innings of hitting out of Bo But today we have a big matchup. We have Bo versus Bo. Now you might be confused. We have Bo Bichette versus Bo Brisky of the Tigers. He'll be starting. And I love Bo Brisky. I think he's a solid pitcher, but look, the man throws a lot of fastballs. 52.3% of his pitches are a four-seam fastball. Bo Bichette, like we talked about yesterday against Elvin Rodriguez, he hits that fastball very well, 311 batting average. And look, we talked about Bo Bichette. He's got something out against the Tigers, batting a career 367 versus them, including hitting this over in 5 straight, including all 4 of his career games at Comerica Park. Look, I love you, Bo Bichette. Think you're going to get it done. It's also worth noting, Bo Bichette's been awesome. So we're riding with him today. But Logan, you got another game pick? I'm throwing it to you.
Yeah, and now everyone pay attention, right? This is going to be in game 2 of the doubleheader between these two teams, Rockies versus Padres, and I'm taking the Rockies plus 1.5. Currently, best odds, minus 105 odds on Caesars, as Austin's pulling up here. But look at the FanDuel odds, and I follow the FanDuel odds most because they're the odds I use the most. Minus 111. That's the trappiest run line odds that pretty much FanDuel loves to throw out on run lines. And guys, on weekend baseball, you can't be square. 94% of the money and 83% of the bets are on Padres for game 2 of this doubleheader. And look on paper. There's a mismatch of starting pitchers. Freeland, 4.53 ERA. Mackenzie Gore, 1.5 ERA. Mackenzie Gore has been, absolutely cooking this year. He's a young pitcher. He already knows how to strike out batters. Yet, that's the really intriguing run line odds. I'm line reading 100% fade the public pick. If you don't like this one, you don't have to take it. Freeland, 1-5-1 earned runs in each of his last 3 starts. He is showing improvement, though. I love the 1s, the 5, that's not great. But I picked against Freeland last time he was out there, and I was like, oh, man, this is an annoying pitch-to-contact pitcher, guys. Because if you can't hit it between the gaps, you're hitting right into the shift or you're hitting right to the shortstop every single dang time. And you know what? Some of these hitters for the Padres haven't actually been able to, crack Freeland, right? Cronenworth, 2 for 12 career versus Freeland, and Jurickson Profar, 1 for 9 versus Freeland. So these hitters, they struggle versus pitch-to-contact pitchers. I'm telling you right now, San Diego has a team 15th in batting average and balls in play versus lefties. Freeland's a pitch-to-contact pitcher, a left-handed pitcher as well. And honestly, the Padres hitters haven't shown to me enough consistency to be able to put the ball in play, game in and game out and be able to hit where the defense isn't. That's the most important thing when you're facing a guy like Freeland. Now, Mackenzie Gore, 0-0 and 1 earned runs each of his last 3 starts. I mean, he's just been pitching too well. If he wants to go out and, again, another 0 earned run type game, I'll tip my cap to him and say, I was wrong on this one. But he's due some runs. The Rockies offense, I get it. It's hard to trust the road Rockies, who lost 9-0 yesterday. They were uncompetitive for sure. But don't lose sight on the series before against, when the Rockies held their own versus the Giants and actually did well in a lot of those games, surprised a lot of those people. I think we could see more of that type of Rockies. Road Rockies is always, playing with fire. I get it, but I'm doing line reading, and I do want to fade the public on this pick. Austin, another player prop, and it has something to do with your shirt.
Yes, we are back. I like that play because, like we've talked about, when people get to the late night games, they're always chasing on the big favorite. It's always the Dodgers, and we saw what happened yesterday. Dodgers obviously lose outright. Wouldn't be surprised if we see the Rockies kind of step up here and win this one. But you're right. Going to my second player prop, it's the man that's on my shirt. All rise. We're taking Aaron Judge. We're taking his over 1.5 bases, minus 115 on DraftKings Sportsbook. Now I have to do a PSA. If someone out there bets minus 155 on FanDuel, I'm going to come through the screen. I'm going to slap you. Do not bet a player prop of 1.5 bases that juiced unless they have not missed that bet. I don't know who they could be, but do not bet in 1.5 bases at that much juice. But I do like it because I think FanDuel is one of the sharper books that we have. The fact that they're putting them at minus 155, pretty good indicator. Now, Judge of the Yankees going to get up against the Cubs. It was a long game yesterday, but going up against the Cubs and Matt Swarmer, I believe. Now, on paper, this Swarmer guy, I don't know much about him. He doesn't have many career starts to his name, but he enters the 1.50 ERA, 0.83 whip, yet they're setting the over-under at 9, and the Yankees are gigantic favorites, and they're putting out Jordan Montgomery, who does give up some runs, but not enough to warrant a 9 over-under. So I think they're kind of saying Swarmer's going to get hit. Now, he has 2 career starts to his name, and both versus the Brewers and the Cardinals, both at home. This will be his first career road start. He's not, like a 23-year-old rookie. I believe he's, 28, 29, but still We think he's going to be starting his first career game on the road. He could come in a little bit rocky, and Judge is going to be one of the first people that he sees up the bat. Now, Judge batting .333 in June, 12 hits, 5 extra base hits in 9 games. He's also hitting .347 versus right-handed pitchers. Swarmer is a righty, and overall, he's batting .322 at home versus like .290 something on the road. We know Judge is awesome, and we look at Swarmer. We don't look, obviously only 2 starts, but look at the pitches he's throwing. 52.2% are a slider, 44.9% are a four-seam fastball. Those are basically 99% of his pitches, basically. And Judge hitting the .362 versus a slider, .375 versus the four-seamer. Look, if he hangs one in the zone for Judge, he's gonna yoke it yard. And that we see Judge's props are always at like plus 160 for a home run. I think they're expecting Judge maybe goes long ball. He hasn't had a home run in a couple games. So Judge, counting on you today, taking your over 1.5 bases. That's my second player prop of the day. Let's get into the most fun segment, though. It's NRFI Nation time, baby. Grab those flags. Yesterday we cashed out. Been cashing out pretty decently in June. We're cashing out again today. We're going to a spicy one. Rangers, White Sox. We're taking the no-run first inning, minus 118 on FanDuel. Obviously, FanDuel's got the best line. Barstool's tied with it. We got a couple other books hovering around the same value. Now, let's talk about why we like this one. On the mound, we got my man Lucas Giolito. And despite him losing my K prop the last time he started, I'm coming back for coin. I need 3 outs, Lucas. You screwed me last time. I bet you strikes out a lot of people today because no one's going to be on his prop because of what he did last time. But he's going against the Rangers. Not the best offense on paper. 19th in first inning runs. It's a team that we have seen come out pretty slow. And Marcus Semien is hitting the ball very well, but still, I don't know if they're capable of getting the run in the first innings against Giolito, a guy that's very good at striking out people. Giolito, in my opinion, normally pitches pretty well until like the 4th inning, and then he implodes and gives up like 4 runs. You're like, all right, well, I hate my life. Why did I bet the White Sox? That's what he does. But I like Giolito to get me 3 outs. What about the other guy, Logan? Because that guy's been pretty hot.
Were you describing Dylan Cease as well? Were you describing 2 of the White Sox pitchers? But I definitely think Giolito should get us the 3 outs we need. Now, on the other side, even better, Martin Perez, right? 10-1 on no-run first innings this year. He's been so solid in the first inning. I'm knocking on wood in my new place. Last first inning run allowed, April 17th for Perez. He's been so great to the no-run first inning. I love pitchers that come out and just deal to start, and that's how he's been. The White Sox, 22nd in first inning runs. They're not a team that's been starting hot in these games, so far this season. The over-under set to 8, right? With Giolito and Perez, I think these 2 pitchers are going to be in sort of a pitcher's duel, especially early. I love the no-run first inning in this one. Another lean I had that I considered for a hot minute was the Dodgers-Giants game. I was considering running it back in that one. I didn't really want to because Sam Long has terrible splits versus the Dodgers. They've seen him and they've hit him before. So I had to avoid that one. But if you played that one, I don't hate the odds on that one. I think it's also a good look. But Austin, we're going to cash another NRFI in this new place.
Yeah, we're cashing it. We're waving the flags in the new place. I really do like the White Sox NRFI, obviously, because they do not have Tim Anderson yet. And he's obviously kind of the lifeblood of that offense. So we do like it. That's our no-run first inning bet. It's Saturday. Have a great day, everyone. Those are our 5 picks. So I'm not going to recap all of them. You see them all on the bottom of the screen. We appreciate you guys as always. We'll be back again tomorrow, Sunday baseball. We appreciate you guys. It's been Austin. It's been Logan. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.